right, so we got some case studies here.
All right, so oops. Here's the first one that I mentioned. This was basically the 10-day trial. This is me. I'll
Okay.
mention that. So this was when I took an entire jar a day for 10 days, and I took 150 grams of Zeocharge, the ZEOLITE
Okay.
product. And as you can see, the gray line was my initial aluminum test, and then the yellow was 10 days later.
Wow.
So nothing. Oh, first it tells you that this test is incredibly accurate that we're using. This is the tissue intracellular marker. So they really don't change unless something changes drastically. So yeah, after taking 150 grams a day, which is more than anyone would ever take, there's no accumulation of aluminum in the body. So we're the only company that can actually prove that.
Good.
So we can get that out of the way. All right.
Nice.
So let's go to a couple of the samples. I got a bunch of them. Let's look at, okay, this is really interesting. Let's start here. This was one of my first ones. This was a lady who started on the Zeocharge. Let me see what she did. Yeah, the 2 and 2, 2 capsules of Zeocharge and 2 tablespoons of Zeocharge and 2 capsules of Fulvic charge for 30 days. And this was a lady that had tons of like mercury fillings and all that. Can you see this?
Yeah. So
Okay.
what is the gray and the green? Yeah, explain
Yeah,
those.
so the gray was her initial test,
Got it.
and then 30 days later was the color.
Got it.
You can see that her body was now opening up the detox pathways,
Yeah.
and she was just dumping aluminum, silver, mercury, like all the metals basically was just being released from her body. So, and that's a good thing. That means these things were stored in there for a long time, and she's taken tons of supplements before this for years, into natural health, all that. But nothing she did was able to open up her pathways enough to get this dump of toxins, which you want. So then we say, okay, this is good. We've got movement, but is this stressing out the body? Because when you move, this is a huge increase in mercury for 30 days.
Yes.
If you see, I mean, you can look at the percentages.
Yeah.
That's 14 to 8. I mean, that's huge. So usually that would just destroy your body and you wouldn't be able to continue with the protocol. So we look at her vitamins. Every single one of her vitamins improved.
Look at B9.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big one.
So she probably had some methylation issues too that are kind of being resolved. Crazy. I mean, and then her minerals, you kind of have to understand this test to understand this, but when you have a high zinc copper like this, it's not good. It indicates a cytokine storm or some sort of immune stimulation. So it's not good. But see how
okay. So hold on, back off here because I definitely get confused with copper toxicity, copper dysregulation, and what you just said. So can you explain the difference real quick because this is really important. We see this a lot between copper toxicity, copper dysregulation, copper deficiency, and then this cytokine stressing out the ratio.
Sure. So I've got a little different opinion. I mean, I think when I hear copper toxicity, I don't really agree with that. I think that the copper
it doesn't sit well with me either. I'm going to be honest with you.
I think so. The way I look at it is this: okay, when you go to get blood work and you have a lot of health issues and you're obese, you have high cholesterol. So the doctor generally says the cholesterol is your issue. I would say no, you have high cholesterol because of another issue. The cholesterol is a result of that issue. Mm-hmm. That's how I look at copper toxicity. Mm-hmm. When you're not healthy, you generally have an accumulation of copper. So then when you test for it and you find high copper, you assume that it's the problem and it's called copper toxicity. I would assume it's a result of the problem. And that's what we're seeing. Copper, we're not chelating copper directly, but copper is going back to balance as we get healthier. So yeah, but now there's
yeah, because look at the ratio. It looks so much better. They're so much closer to each other.
Yeah. I mean, with cancer and stuff, you got to be careful with copper. There's various things. But yeah, this one, I see this quite often where you have this high, it's always this high ratio. Sometimes it's inverted.
So do I, yeah.
Yeah, but it just indicates a cytokine storm, immune stimulation, and kind of severe immune system issues. And we're seeing people really get calm, their system's calming down just from
the zinc copper ratio being high is a reflection of immune stimulation. If something is causing inflammation in the body, that is then the cytokine storm. And so rather than this being a true copper toxicity situation and that there's exposure to copper, this is more of what we hear of the dysregulation. It's dysregulating.
Dysregulation.
I like
your body. Yeah, usually when you have high minerals of things, it's not because your supplements are working well. It's because your body's building them up and storing them
Right. We see that
because
magnesium
of
a
something
lot.
else. So we don't see it here, but a lot of times you get high boron because it's used for steroid hormone synthesis. Sometimes you get high phosphorus for the same reason. She has a little bit. Well, I'll show you the other ones that might
Well,
become clear.
go back real quick with the magnesium. She had a deficiency. Am I correct? Am I reading this correctly?
Yeah, so magnesium didn't do much. So her minerals didn't do it. I mean, that got a touch worse.
Well, she was
So,
almost
okay,
normal anyway. I mean, it wasn't like it was that bad.
it wasn't bad, but her silicone got a little bit worse. And that's just because you have to look at these in correspondence with the metals, right? So silicone got worse, but that's because look at how much aluminum was dumped. Aluminum and silicone are antagonists. So as you dump aluminum, there was probably a tiny bit of redistribution, and that's where you got a little bit of silicone disruption, which is totally worth it for 30 days.
Right.
All right, what I want to show you here is her test again, but this is crazy. So this is her day
Wait, this is
zero.
before and after how long?
This was 34 days.
Okay.
So August 2nd. Yeah, see, I told you I've been doing this for a while. This was like 6 months ago, 5, 6.
Okay.
All right, so August 2nd to September 6th, 34 days. So now we're going to look at her next 60 days. This is just the metals, but look at all of her metals. So this was uh, that second test we looked at, and now 60 days later, the metals all came back down.
Okay, so
So
that
remember,
top line, but just so I know correctly. Okay, let's look at top was right in the okay where it says high, and then let's look at the other
yeah.
test.
So
Oh, we're
basically,
looking at the yellow line, right?
I got them both up. So the first test that she ever did was this gray one.
1, 2, yeah,
34 days later, we have yellow, so metals were coming up.
yeah,
And then we go here,
and 7, yep.
and then this was that second
1,
test where the metals were
4,
up.
yeah, 1,
And
4, yeah.
now look at the metals come back down. So basically,
Interesting.
this is 90 days later. So she was able to go up with the metals and come back down and get all of that out of her storage. That's why a lot of times you don't really know what's happening unless you test regularly,
Yeah.
because the metals might go way up and then they come down. Look at this. This is why the retest is so important. Look at this. This is if she only would have tested on day 0 and day 90. It almost looks like nothing happened
Right.
because the levels went up so high and then they went back down to where they started.
Oh, yeah.
So some people only test after 90 days and they're like, oh, nothing happened.
Right.
No, we had incredible success. We just couldn't see it without the retest. So really interesting stuff, but that's what you want to see. She got a ton of mercury, aluminum, silver, all these things out of her body in just 90 days. And that was just taking 2 tablespoons of Zeocharge, 2 capsules of Fulvic charge 1 time a day. Crazy. All right. Let's go to a couple other ones. The recent. So let me show you. I just put all these together last week. All right. Okay, here's an example. This is interesting. This was last week as well. This just shows you that if someone, it's up to the body. If someone's not going to detox, they're not going to detox. So this lady had gone on the Zeocharge and Fulvic charge for 3.5 weeks, basically zero change.
Right.
Zero change and nothing really changed.
Right.
Vitamins, nothing's happened.
How old?
She was in her 50s, but here's the issue. She's going through a divorce. Like during this month, she filed for divorce and is under extreme stress. And I told her, your body is not going to let you detox these stored metals until you get your stress level down, because your body is prioritizing this mental emotional stress right now. Yeah. So I told her to stop the protocol, come back when she's in a better position.
Yeah.
Right. That's all there is to it. So some people, incredible movement, some people, no movement. It's because it's about your body's natural ability to detox. So I just wanted to show you that.
Yeah.
All right. So, oops, there's some other one. All right, let me show you someone I've been testing every week. 3 weeks, 2 weeks. Yeah, this is crazy. All right. This is after 2 weeks. So with this tissue test I'm doing, generally you get no movement until like 3 to 4 weeks because intracellular levels take a lot longer to move than blood levels. So I'm testing every week just to see how long it takes to move.
Okay. Okay.
That's just because I was one, because they said it's never going to move. And I'm like,
oh, we'll see for a person or yourself?
This is someone I know.
Okay. Wow.
These are all someone I know. So this person, after 2 weeks, of only taking 2 tablespoons of Zeocharge a day. This is a 74-year-old, 170-pound individual. And they take no supplements at all, like just kind of a normal, generally healthy person, not really that into their health, exercises every day. Okay.
Yeah.
So look at the bunch of fillings in the mouth, mercury fillings.
Yeah.
And this person said, you know, I'm fine because I'm healthy and whatever. I said, you have mercury. Look at this. After 2 weeks, you can see the metals starting to come out. Just after 2 weeks. And then we say, okay, great. Now what's that doing to the body? Look at this. Look at the vitamin D. See, like this person
see chronic vitamin D deficiency.
Yeah. And the people that take the vitamin D supplements that I test, it doesn't raise the levels.
Oh, it doesn't.
It can still be helpful because you want excess circulating vitamin D for antioxidant capacity and other things. But none of the supplements that I've seen people take actually raises the intracellular levels unless you remove the stressors on the body that are using up these vitamins rapidly. So C, I mean, vitamin C is a classic example. You can take a little bit of vitamin C if you're healthy and your body recycles it over and over and over and over. Right. If you're not healthy,
I never understood that 5 grams a day that people are taking, let alone what it does to your oxalate levels, you know?
Yeah.
You don't need those super physiological doses of vitamin C.
The only reason to do that is if you're under extreme oxidative stress and you need basically the only thing it's doing is scavenging free radicals, but you can use that with other things as well.
I know they use it for cancer too.
Yeah, but it's not actually raising cellular vitamin C levels at any dose. It's only free radical scavenging. So anyway, look at this. I want to show you his minerals. He had just had COVID 2 weeks before this.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why he had the high zinc copper.
Yeah.
And then see, we're already balancing him as well. So right, this is 2 weeks.
Better it's almost like you don't even need that chelator like molybdenum anymore with, you know, that for the zinc copper, you know, you can just do this.
It seems to be working.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the goal, is to get people on as few things as possible.
That is a goal.
All right, let's do the recent ones. Yeah, here we go. Oops. 28. Okay.
The same person?
No, these are all different. So these people are all from last week. Here's a lady, this woman's 20 years old. Taking 2 tablespoons of Zeocharge and 2 capsules of Fulvic charge for 30 days exactly. So this was just, 227. This was last week. So she experienced, her mom was testing as well. Mom's a pharmacist, is like loving this stuff. So her daughter was basically just she experienced a better mood, like less anxiety, better mood was the benefit. But other than that, she didn't feel anything. Okay, so see, she had 30 days, she had a pretty good reduction in metals.
Yeah.
But didn't have like a huge problem to begin with. A lot of young people have high.
So they're younger, like you said, so they're not going to be moving it as much. They'll be actually getting the reduction earlier, it seems like.
Yeah. Right? So this was fine.
Yeah.
Look at her vitamins.
Oh wow.
Skyrocketed.
That's amazing. No wonder the mood is improving.
Yeah. 30 days.
B6. I mean, you need B6 for the serotonin. I mean,
yeah, minerals. Look at her minerals. Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
I mean, this is good. Her zinc was a little off. Now it's balanced. I mean, this is really good improvement. Even chromium.
Look how close the zinc and copper are now.
Yeah, and this might have been from so also people that get like mRNA or other vaccines a lot of times will have the zinc copper because it's stimulating the immune response.
Well, what about the birth control too? Would that be contributing to some of this as well with the
probably. I'm sure it is. I just don't know to what extent. I mean, you mean like the copper based, or just
even the estrogen containing birth control copper.
Yeah, well, that's doing a whole lot. It's doing a whole lot of stuff in the body that is can be detrimental. Anyway, so huge improvements here. Even chromium. She's a college student, really stressed. A lot of times you have low chromium when you're not sleeping well or you're under high stress.
Well, you're moving it up with blood sugar.
Yeah, so that even improved. So this was a good one. That was just 30 days. So this is an example. Generally healthy, didn't have anything in storage. It's just coming straight down. All right, great.
Right.
So I'm going to show you another one that's kind of the opposite. What is it? Oh, maybe this is the one. Let's see. Yeah, here's the one I mentioned where the lady was taking the Zeo Boost for 1 to 3 teaspoons a day for 15 months. And she was taking Pectosol C, herbs, Shilajit, a bunch of stuff. So I had her switch to 6 teaspoons a day. and take the Pectosol C and the other stuff all at once, look at this. Look at this huge dump in
Oh,
metals.
all the other binder. So if you're taking, I was already inadvertently doing this. I was mixing the Pectosol C in the Zeo Boost. Is that okay too?
Yeah, I recommend taking anything that detoxes. I recommend taking it all at once so you're not just stirring stuff up all throughout the day.
Okay, good to
I
know.
mean, I know it's the opposite because you think, oh, binders are actually just helping, but a lot of times the binders are more stressful. Like they're stressful, even they're supposed to be bind. You know, it's tricky. So for her, the point of this is though, for her, nothing was moving, even at decent doses of binders and homeopathics and herbs until she took a high dose of zeolite, bam, she got movement. Now, what this also indicates is that she didn't take enough because see how the mercury went down? This, and I see this all the time, basically this means her body started dumping the rest, but her body only removed the mercury from circulation and it's not yet prepared to dump it. So next test, I almost guarantee this is going to be up here.
Did you increase her dose after
Yep.
that?
So now she's doing 12 teaspoons a day
Oh,
instead of
yeah,
six
so she should see the
because
benefit. Yeah.
because I don't have it here, but her vitamins actually got way worse and her minerals. So it means,
Worse.
yeah, because for her, after 70, she was 74, I think, she dumped all this metal for the first time in years, but she didn't have enough zeolite. It was enough to dump metals, but it wasn't enough to prevent redistribution. So she got impaired vitamin and mineral status. So we doubled her dose again to 12. So it's all about just continuing to raise
She's
the
doing
dose.
fulvic or no?
So she's actually going off the fulvic and the other things and just doing the 12 of the Zeo
Oh, why is that?
just to try it. Well,
Oh,
she's also working with the functional medicine doctor, and it's like a combination of doing other, it's kind of tricky with this. This isn't like one of my good, like a study case. This was just one of my clients.
got it. Interesting.
Uh, Let me show you. What is this? I don't know what this is. Oh, this is like a 7th month retest. It just kind of, I don't know what the heck that is. It just basically, I think, was showing that the test is accurate. I don't know. Here's the cell core. So the person was on a bunch of cell core stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then she switched to the 2 capsules of the fulvic and the 2 of the Zeocharge for 33 days. And look at all the metals coming up.
So explain the chronology here again. So the gray was on cell core.
Yep, the gray was the initial test, and she's been on cell core for a long time. And then after 33 days of adding the zeolite and the fulvic, we're getting movement now.
Got it.
So it's just the other stuff just wasn't enough to push the metals out. Not saying it's not helpful.
Right.
Just you need 4 months. Let's see what this one is. Okay, here's a good one. So I think this person was having a lot of trouble with all their detox supplements because of reactions and things. She's tried a bunch of detoxes, and then we added just the Zeocharge, 2 tablespoons a day. See, she had a severe zinc and
Oh,
copper immune.
wow.
Yeah. So once again, we're calming down the immune system just from adding, she kept doing what she was doing and just added 2 tablespoons of Zeocharge to her protocol. And look at this improvement in most things. So let me go here. And now, slowly but surely, we're pushing out some of these metals. It still shows that it probably wasn't enough to get the mercury moving.
What was her dose again?
That was 2 tablespoons.
Oh, so she needs to increase.
Now we did. She just increased to 6 tablespoons. So we'll retest her in a few weeks.
Okay, so this is on 2. So when you do the 6, you can have a
Yeah.
comparison.
Yeah,
That'll be good to
because
show that, what'll be nice is if you have the 6, you can show now, hey, here's 2, here's 6.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So we're
Here's
seeing
again.
vitamin.
So just adding the Zeocharge to her protocol,
Yeah.
bam, we're improved. I
Oh,
want to find.
I'm sorry, I missed it. She wasn't taking fulvic with this one yet.
Nope, that was just the Zeo.
Oh, wow. So you're gonna get the double the benefit with this.
Yeah, yeah. Because just reducing the oxidative stress from the zeolite helps the vitamin status. But then you have all those vitamins available, the fulvic can help transport them better.
Yeah.
1 week. Where's the one I just did? Maybe this is it. There's a good one. All right. Here we go. So this one, I just did this 2 weeks ago. Okay. So this client, she is one of my test subjects. So she is only taking 2 tablespoons of Zeocharge once a day. That's it. And this woman, 40s years old ish, has fillings, not in the greatest health. But after 2 tablespoons a day, look at the metals.
Hmm.
Now, once again, this means that her body is dumping metals, but it's not yet prepared to dump mercury. See, we've seen this 3 times in a row because mercury is the most toxic. So it's all about your body. Your body says, okay, dump, 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 dump. She removed the mercury from circulation, which is indicated here. But then next month, we're probably going to see this go up. So it's baby
What
steps.
was the dose again?
2 tablespoons.
So upping it again too.
Yeah, we're gonna. I don't remember if we upped it or kept it the same because we might have kept it the same because she was still responding so well. Look at that.
Yeah.
This is literally the only thing she is taking is 2 tablespoons of Zeocharge, and look at her vitamins.
Interesting.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm going to show you one
me
more.
Rethink my whole approach.
It made me because I'm like I've got all these. I'm in my office. I've got all these supplements, and I'm like, are these things even raising any level? It's like if I'm getting the best results with literally one product, Zeocharge, and then if I add full, it's like 2 products is working better than all my other products combined.
I almost wonder if with this I can we could do like really good healthy whole food, rainbow diet with lots of really good, obviously vegetables and colors, and then obviously the meats and everything that would help with, the vitamins, and then maybe a mineral supplement just to cover the baseline, and then this. You know what I mean? But I don't even
Yeah,
need that now. Wow, this is crazy.
Because my initial, and I think most people's view is, okay, we're deficient in these things. We need to supplement with those things to address the deficiencies.
Wow.
And I think the more effective approach is we need to remove the cause of the deficiency and allow your body's natural production or retention of those.
Tension. Yeah.
That's the key because I think where I'm at is all the benefit for supplements in terms of vitamins is basically to float around in the blood and to meet like current deficiencies, but not like it's not going to get to the cell and raise a level. If like it's going to be used up right away, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's basically all I'm saying. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen a single person yet that's taken any vitamin or mineral and it's raised their level. Crazy. It's shocked me. It's honestly been really
Well, I
surprising.
mean, the rethinking of this approach is really going to be wow. I'm gonna wrap my head around all this because this can make things so much simpler and less pricey for people.
That's the
I
thing.
mean,
Yeah,
they
I'm
can
getting.
put the money towards the things that really matter, like
Yeah.
the food they're putting on their plate.
Well, that's the thing. The healthier you are, the less supplements you need. So that encourages
Yeah.
people. But they need to put that extra money towards maybe some EMF mitigation, maybe some or buying organic foods. And, it's putting it towards other things that are going to make a huge difference. But in terms of supplements, I'm keeping it a little bit simpler.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the other stuff's incredibly important. The mental health, the emotional, the environment, all this stuff. But this is the last one I'll show you. This was also from last week, see exactly 30 days. And this is the person, this was my mom.
Okay, good to know.
So she's been taking the OSR, just tons of stuff, right, for a long time. I've been having to do all sorts of stuff. So we just doubled it to
4.
so it says, yeah, 4. So now this month she took 4 tablespoons.
Yeah, this is Zeocharge, so yeah.
I will start here. So the gray was just what she's been doing for 4 years. The yellow is what happened after going to 4 tablespoons. Look at the decrease in all these metals.
Yeah, a little bit of movement with mercury. So, but it seems like mercury might be a laggy one to move too, or whatever.
Yeah, well, this is inverted from all the others. All the other ones, the other metals went up and mercury went down. And she just had 14 mercury fillings removed 6 months ago.
Okay, that could explain.
So, but it was still stuck in her body. So now we're actually getting movement. We're decreasing all this, and we're getting movement of mercury. Exactly what we want to see. Look at her vitamins. Look at this stuff. I mean, this is just, you can't make this up.
No.
But hers,
wow.
I was honestly shocked. I was shocked to see this because she's been doing so much for so long, and just doubling the dose of Zeocharge made this big. It's all about dose. All right, look at her minerals, magnesium, phosphorus. Look at her silicone. Huh. Like, look at this, like just across the board, just incredible improvement.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I'm almost wondering if this can indirectly help people with their oxalate issues because now you
yeah,
have availability of minerals to bind them. Because part of the reason why they're floating in your gut and absorbing is because you don't have the minerals. And I used to always think it was due to excessive fat in the
yeah,
digestive system, right? Because of malabsorption, which it still could be, but then it almost makes me think that if this is increasing ATP, then it's going to improve enzyme secretion. So in that case, you will reduce the fat in the digestive system, but with the availability of the minerals, now you can bind up oxalates. Not saying you can eat a lot of oxalates. I don't want anyone to think that, but I think it's going to improve your ability to, so you don't have to be so anal about every oxalate you put in your mouth.
yeah. And just, I
You
mean,
know what
in
I mean?
general, um, the indirect ability to handle oxalates is just if you're a little bit, the less sensitive you become, the more you're going to be able to handle them. So just removing metals, mycotoxins, excess histamine, those things is going to allow your body a little bit more energy to process the oxalates, even if you should still be eating them. But yeah, there's the indirect effect. Just in general, the healthier you
It
can
never
get,
sat well with me to
yeah,
be going oxalate free and carnivore. I just never,
not long term, long. So there's short term and long term, but you have to.
exactly.
What I say is okay, before I start a protocol or a diet or supplement or anything, I say, okay, what is the total sum of the effects that's going to happen during this time? Because you can't, like zeolite, for example. This is a perfect, back to zeolite really quickly. And no, fulvic, better example.
Okay.
Because everyone that buys fulvic, almost everyone that buys fulvic acid buys it as a mineral supplement,
Oh, okay.
right?
Okay.
Great. Because it has all these minerals in it, right? 70 trace minerals, whatever. What I've seen is that probably in 80+% of the people that take fulvic acid supplements, it messes up their mineral levels. And it's because you have to look beyond the direct minerals that are being provided and the indirect effects, which are the detox effects of fulvic. So because it has a chelating effect, if you're taking the fulvic alone, usually what happens is it goes in, it stirs things up. That redistribution of metals that occurs from taking fulvic then displaces minerals, and the displacement of minerals is more powerful than the mineral supplement you just took. So it's a whole, you really have to think deeply about these. That's why I say if you're going to take the fulvic charge, you take it at the same time as the Zeocharge.
Mhm.
Because if you take it alone, it could stir things up and cause a mineral deficiency, even though it's a mineral supplement.
Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So that's why I just together it works better.
Yeah.
Um, Zeolite, same, the opposite thing can happen at a high low dose. Low dose can cause inflammation, cause redistribution of metals, cause stress, cause increased histamine production, cause increased free radical production. High dose, it's going to be the exact opposite. Reduce inflammation, reduce free radical. It's because is the product stressing your body or is the product relieving stress on your body?
Got it.
That's the question.
Yeah. So if
So
someone starts taking it and they get worse, they got to increase their dose and increase it until they're relieving the stress on the body. And they should notice that
yeah,
before their symptoms go away.
yeah, but it's that's why it's better to because a lot of
Start
people
just start strong in the beginning. So you don't have, because
like
what happens is they get scared. Ah, this stuff's
or
bad.
you don't or you don't know like that woman that was on the Zeo Boost for 15 months and we finally saw movement after we brought her up the dose and then her vitamins and minerals got way worse. She felt nothing the whole time.
Oh.
So she was like, oh, it's good. I'm like, but we have this test that shows the internal stress.
Mm-hmm.
And we say we don't want to maintain that long term. So just because you're feeling good on it doesn't necessarily mean it's not stressing your body. It just might not be stressing enough to cause symptoms.
Got it.
So that's why you want to err on the side of a higher dose. So what I say is if you get a symptom, double the don't like if you're on 2 tablespoons and you get a symptom, don't just raise it a little, double it. So because you want to have that buffer between not having symptoms and having symptoms, but you want that buffer so it's not internally stressing you. So that's why I say, hey, if you've got, and I understand the a month is a little pricey, 6 jars a month or 6 tablespoons a day. So, but
Mm,
if it's not
yeah, but honestly, I
it's not
think
an issue, it's 5 months.
you're going to
It's
be
not
taking
something
less
you're doing for,
supplements. So if
yeah.
you get that, right?
If you just
So
do that, it's 5 months. It's $999, and you
yeah,
can. And Dr. Mandy's promo code gives you 10% off of that. So we're
yeah,
down to $900 free shipping. That's a
yeah,
5 month protocol. That's really not that bad because it's a one time thing. And then if you want to continue on the product at that point, you're looking at less than $59 a month.
right.
So it's not that bad. If you want to add the fulvic, it's a little more. So in terms of all the protocols and things out there in tech, I mean, I've got the clinic, I've got the oxygen therapies and the red light therapy and saunas and compression boosts and the hydrogen, I had the cryotherapy, I've got neurofeed, all that stuff, right? But honestly, none of that stuff works as well as high dose Zeo Boost and Zeocharge, the Zeolite.
Wow.
That's the thing. I mean, it's crazy. So I
Yeah.
don't even, those are all great secondary options, but
Yeah.
those are so expensive. They're coming in, they're spending, $100 a session, $60 a
Yeah.
session. They have to do it 4 times a week, 5 days a week.
Hmm.
They could buy even this whole protocol for $900 for 5 months. That's what I put them towards because I'm like, hey, it's one of the cheaper options for what it can do to your body.
Got it. I love that.
So yeah,
Yeah.
this is my mom again. I mean, these are huge.
I'm gonna get off this call and go take my Zeocharge and my
Yeah,
charge.
yeah, pile up,
I'm gonna
get it going.
bump it up here. Yeah, and I've got the extra bottles of Zeo Boost, so I'll probably just start mixing them up and start getting through that. I mean, I feel great. I mean, I have nothing really to complain about, but we can always do better.
Yeah. So in terms of both, which one should you use, Zeocharge or Zeo Boost? The IC Healer promo code is active on both sites with glycolife.net.
Different websites.
Yeah. So it's a whole nother company. So
Oh.
there's glycolife.net with Glycolife Sciences. That's home of Zeo Boost.
Yeah.
And this is actually a separate company, Zeolite Labs.
Okay.
But IC Healer code is going to be active on both for 10% off. And you can kind of see which one. I mean, Zeocharge, honestly, I would say is better. We just spent a lot of money and over 2 years in developing it to perfect Zeo Boost.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
Because it's a little better option. But if you want to start with Zeo Boost because it's only $29 a jar, it's much smaller.
Right.
But some people will buy the Zeo Boost just as a trial.
Right.
As an easy opt-in, $29. The problem with that is you're going to run out. If you take 6 teaspoons a day or 2 tablespoons, you're going to run out in 6 days.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be without it.
I'm just going to recommend people
go with this. This is the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where it's at. This is what I take. This is the one I take every single night.
Right. I'm just saying some people might have some of the left. Like I have like 5 bottles left of the Zeo Boost, so I'm going to mix it until I'm done. But I think I'm sticking to the Zeocharge because I noticed such a big difference on it. So
have you noticed the taste and texture difference as well?
I mean, I never thought the other one was bad. Yeah, it's a little lighter. It's lighter. It dissolves better, but I didn't really think either of them were bad. I mean, it tastes like you're drinking, dirt a little bit, but it's not bad. It's very mild.
So one of the main reasons we actually developed the new one, it's by far the best tasting and textured zeolite on the market. Because if you've tried a lot of these products out there, it's like drinking sand, and people get stuck in your teeth.
Yeah.
And it's grainy. It's really unpleasant, and a lot of them are greenish in color.
I've never had a problem with any of your products with that.
No, not with ours. Yeah, so ours it's just because our zeolite comes from a proprietary mine that's not used for commercial use. So it's different than all the other zeolites on the market because they're getting it from different sources. Ours is like a completely different, and you can taste the purity. Like you can taste the difference.
Yeah, like I said, it's not a problem. I've had some really nasty things, but and I don't really mind. I mean, if you feel good, what does it matter at the end of the day, right?
Yeah. I mean, the kids, if
kids, that's a great idea. That's a great thought. If you're trying to give it to kids, they're very, very flavor sensitive. So that's a great point. I didn't even think about that. Okay. And for older people who have trouble swallowing, well, I'm all about powders anyway. So I'm glad that it's in a powder because older people, they really don't like taking pills. So this is kind of a nice way to be able to get your binders without having to swallow 12 different pills, So no issues there. I think it's a fabulous thing. And I've noticed a difference. So
you can mix it for people that are wondering. And there's a facts page on the new website, zeolitelabs.com, that goes through all this, like how to use it. But you can mix it with other like protein shakes and supplements.
I have done that.
Yeah, you can do that. It
doesn't have right in.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. Okay, great question. It doesn't bind up your vitamins and minerals in your food in a negative manner.
Correct. Nope. Because it's kind of explained on the website, but it's it's a swapping mechanism. It already has minerals. Right. It only trades the minerals for things that are heavier, like metals.
Got it. Good. That's good to know because I have mixed it in shakes for my kids because they won't drink it in the water because they're like that. So I have put it in their shakes and they haven't noticed. And I did it with the Zeo Boost. And Zeo Boost blended in really nice in a shake, especially if you use like a milk-based like flax milk or coconut milk. It blends really nice in there. No one notices it's in there. Well, this is great. I'm going to separate these two recordings so that we have the case study as a separate as the interview. And I'm probably going to chop up the interview with each key question as well. But this is good. I'm going to definitely send this to my my clients because I think they need to have confidence in what this is doing for them. And I think this is making me rethink my whole entire strategy now with how I handle all these deficiencies that I'm seeing. So
it's crazy. No, I'm telling it's I've been shocked. Like I've been shocked honestly at how well it's working. Just the Zeo. And even like the Fulvic charge is amazing, but even without the Fulvic charge, the Zeocharge is like way better.
wow.
I mean,
I've noticed it. So
I don't know. And but dose, read that. I sent you that dose theory. That's kind of long, but if you'll really enjoy it.
Yeah.
If you read through that,
well, I'm about to go up my dose after I'm done with this call.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I take 4 tablespoons a night. I've been doing that for a long time, just because. But
yeah,
I mean, did I tell you I've got 2 kids on Zeo Boost that take an entire jar a day, and they've been doing it for over 2 years.
Mast cell activation.
Severe adult autism.
Oh.
So they started with the 6 teaspoons, got worse, 12 teaspoons worse. They both these are separate kids. They take 18 teaspoon doses twice a day. And once they hit 18 teaspoons, it's the only thing that controls their rage. So the parents won't take them off it. But when they take less, it actually irritates them. So for them, it's probably more of like an internal toxicity production, lipopolysaccharide situation. But I mean,
oxalates, great plains.
All of that. Yeah. All of the, I mean, it's incredibly complex, the severe autism. But for them, I mean, I send them big bags of it, but they've been on it for over 2 years and they love it. And they got testing and like, it doesn't deplete their minerals, which is incredible.
That's really good.
But the one, I sent the one kid, he's 26, but I sent the dad this instead. And now he prefers this over Zeo Boost because he's able to take half the dose to get the same benefit. Now, technically, it's this. So 6, and I say 2 tablespoons and 6 teaspoons, confuses everyone, but it's different branding.
Right.
But I switched it to tablespoons because it seems like less. If you say 18 teaspoons, no one's going to do it. If you say 6 tablespoons,
right. So 2 tablespoons is 6 teaspoons.
Yeah, yeah. So it's the same, but with this one, if you do 2 tablespoons of this, it's like 20 grams. If you do 2 tablespoons of this, it's 10 grams.
Okay, it's half. Okay.
So technically, you're taking the same tablespoon dose, but you're getting half the amount in this, but you're getting the same effect. So that's why this is cheaper.
Because of the micronization.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's kind of how that works.
Well, thank you. This is wonderful. So I'm going to post this, and then we'll be in touch about that. And hang tight. I want to end this recording.